What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne. Thank you for joining me in another video. Today, we are here to take a look at our very first minivan on the channel. That's right, we're gonna be checking out a minivan. I've actually gotten a lot of requests for this particular vehicle. This is the 2022 Kia Carnival, and it replaces the outgoing Kia Sedona. So if you look at this minivan, you'll notice it doesn't look like any other minivan on the market. It's been inspired by the design language of SUVs, and we all know that SUVs are booming right now. So what you're getting here is a minivan that looks like an SUV, but has the practicality of a minivan. So when people see you driving this, they're not gonna assume that you're taking your kids to soccer practice, and they're not gonna assume that the floor is covered in goldfish crumbs. The exterior color is called ceramic silver, and the interior is called Tuscan umber. This particular Kia Carnival SX is priced at about $42,000. So today I want to take a look at the exterior and interior details of this Kia Carnival, see what makes it cooler than every other minivan on the market, and also see how this ride has been engineered for excellence. Starting the review off at the front of the Kia Carnival, you can see instantly that the design language has kind of been pulled from the typical theme that you would see in an SUV as opposed to a minivan. And the result is this is actually a great looking vehicle. I'm digging the brushed aluminum accents on the top portion here and underneath the grille, and the tinted chrome rectangles that are incorporated into the overall grille design. Now, of course, you have LED daytime running lamps that have an interesting, unique shape here. Kia always makes their LED daytime running lamps stand out. And of course, you have fully LED headlamps here as well. Now, if you look closely, you'll notice your high beams have kind of been incorporated in the grille design. They've been hidden really well there, along with your front camera, which has been hidden really well as well. Now, underneath the hood, you're looking at a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6, giving you 290 horsepower, connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 is gonna come in around 7 seconds or so. Now, your fuel economy, you're looking at 19 miles per gallon for city and 26 highway. And of course, the hood has been finished off with that nice new modern Kia badge. But overall, from the front, I think this is a great looking vehicle. Taking a look at the side profile of this Carnival, the overall length is 203 inches. Your wheelbase, you're looking at about 121.7 inches, so you guys have an idea of the overall size. Now, one of the first things that you're gonna notice are these nice gloss black 19-inch wheels. Really provide more of a sporty look to this minivan than what you typically see on the market. And they also feature that new Kia symbol. That looks pretty nice and modern. Coming further back, you do have body color side view mirrors with your 360-degree camera system incorporated into the design. Now, coming further back, one of my favorite touches is this silver accent here. It kind of has a three-dimensional effect. That's something that you don't see on any of the other minivans on the market, which makes Kia stand out, which is what they're really trying to do right now. Now, of course, when it comes to practicality, you have the automatic sliding doors. That's something SUVs don't offer. If you're torn between an SUV and a minivan, this is something to consider. The accessibility of a minivan is just truly unmatched. And of course, you have your silver roof rails as well. So the practicality also goes well with the overall styling, which is rare for minivans. Let's go ahead and check out the rear. The rear of the Carnival has an interesting, modern, yet clean design. Now, one thing that you're gonna notice is this huge light band going across the entire width of the vehicle. So it helps pronounce the vehicle's width. It's fully LED and has that new modern Kia badge there as well. Now, one thing I noticed is that you have this huge light band here, but on the lower bumper, that's where they decided to put your turning signals. So I'm not so sure about that. I think turning signals should be where you expect them to be. I think they should have found a way to incorporate them in this light band. Now, the reason for the clean appearance is because there's typically a windshield wiper here on minivans. Kia went out their way to hide it underneath this roof spoiler here, gives it a nice, clean overall look. So from the back, you have a nice ultra-modern look, which matches the aesthetics of the rest of the vehicle. Now, of course, we want to talk about storage capability. I'll go ahead and open this hatch here. One touch, opens up the tailgate system, comes up nice and slowly. And you have tons of storage back here, which is expected of a minivan, but the storage is extremely deep. With the third row up, you're looking at about 40.2 cubic feet of storage. You can easily drop the third row. It's a two-step system here. Grab this handle and then fold, and do likewise on the other side as well. and it's just that simple. So that increases your storage. You have up to about 145 cubic feet of storage back here. What I find fascinating about these minivans is the practicality and the different configurations that come available in them. Even though it's a minivan, there's something about the practicality and the ease of access that just cannot be beat, especially when it comes to the SUV segment. The practicality in these minivans is just on another level entirely. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. The interior of the Carnival matches the exterior, meaning that the modern theme translates nicely into the interior. You can tell the design department truly spent some time in here. Starting at the top, you have an injection molded material with stitching going across, but you also have a large 12.3-inch infotainment system, which is really sharp and responsive, has different menus here. For example, you do have a passenger view menu. You click on that and you're able to use a camera that's mounted in the ceiling to see what's going on in the back there. So if you have some kids acting up, you can pinpoint which one needs the disciplinary action. Now, another thing I noticed about this camera is you can also pinch to zoom in. That's pretty neat. That's the first time I've seen this in the automotive segment. I'm not sure if any other vehicles offer this at the moment. So that's a neat feature. You also have a quiet mode. So if you have kids, hit quiet mode, and when quiet mode is selected, the radio or media that's being played is only through the front seats at the volume levels of 7, right? So it's only gonna go up but so high, so in case your kids are sleeping in the back, they won't be disturbed and you can have a nice quiet ride home. So the menu offers tons of features. You have the sounds of nature. If you want to investigate that, they have the lively forest option, calm sea waves. It offers you quite a bit of different selections there. So I'm really satisfied with this menu system. There is a learning curve because it does feel like they took a bunch of apps and just threw it there instead of just having individual screens incorporated into the overall display. But overall, it does look nice. It's vibrant and modern. Coming lower, you do have air conditioning vents that seem like they've been seamlessly integrated into the overall design. So I like how they've been hidden there, and the silver accents look nice as well. And then you have a nice piece of wood trim. Now you do have some touch capacitive buttons, so you're not totally dependent on this touchscreen system here. You do have these touch capacitive buttons here that have quick access to your radio, media, or navigation, so that's there as well. Coming lower, you do have controls for your air conditioning system, 3 USB ports along with wireless charging, which is nice, 2 cup holders, and then of course your gear selector as well, and then buttons for your different driving modes and buttons to control your heated and cooled seats. So up front you have 3 levels of heating and cooling. That's a nice feature. And a button for your 360-degree camera system out here. I find this very useful. So if you have a narrow parking lot or a narrow driveway, it shows you exactly where the wheels are. You can also have different settings here to adjust that as well. So as you can see, it shows you different split views, and it can show you exactly where your front tires are in an event that you're driving. So if I put it in drive and rotate, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it shows the wheels moving as I steer. So that's pretty neat, and there's no excuse for a bad parking job in this car. So it has all the features that you need, especially the safety features like your blind spot assist, your lane keep assist, your rear cross traffic assist, everything that you would ever want in a vehicle like this. The technology is here. Coming further back, you have additional storage and additional storage underneath the center armrest as well. The steering wheel feels nice in your hands. It's covered in black leather, features that new Kia badge, and of course you have controls on your steering wheel for your infotainment system and different controls for like your lane keep assist. Behind the steering wheel, this Kia Carnival isn't one that's been optioned out. I think if you want all the bells and whistles, you have to pay about $5,000 more. So you're just getting 2 analog gauges and a small screen in the middle here. Now, if you're getting this vehicle, I strongly recommend just checking off all the boxes. So you want another large screen back here that's fully configurable, and also it has the blind view assist, meaning that it uses the side view camera system. So if you put on your turning signal, it will display what's in your blind spot in the gauge here on the digital screen. So if you're looking at this vehicle, I strongly urge you to go with the top trim level that offers you 2 12-inch screens here in the dash. I think that's almost a must. That blind view assist feature is something that every vehicle should have. Now, I noticed in this particular Carnival, it doesn't come with the sunroof. I'm gonna have to tick off a couple points for that. This is a $42,000 vehicle. I do understand that other trim levels come with the sunroof, but for $42,000 and a minivan, you're gonna want a sunroof just to give you that nice open air feeling. So overall, the interior design is nice, and I like the way that everything has been incorporated. Everything fits in a certain way where it doesn't look like it's been forced. So I think that's really nice. Coming over to the door panels, you have gloss black accents, a silver accent for your door handles, 2-position memory settings here for your seats, controls for all 4 windows and your side view mirrors, and of course storage on the bottom of the door as well. Now the seats are fairly comfortable. Again, they have the 3 levels of heating and cooling, and you could sit here for quite some time. So this would be an excellent vehicle to either use on the daily if you have to pick up your kids from school, or if you're taking a family road trip, this would be an excellent vehicle to take. Let's go ahead and see what that second row has to offer. Sitting in the second row is pretty comfortable. You're getting 40 inches of legroom in the second row. That's just 1 inch short of the 41 inches in the front row. Now the seats are covered in the same soft and supple material. 3 rows of seating in the second row. And if you don't want to use this middle seat here, simply pull on this lever and you instantly have a table with 2 cup holders here as well. So that's nice. Now also notice you have 2 cup holders back here as well on the back of the front center console. And then you also have a power outlet and the traditional cigarette lighter outlet as well. Now there are also controls on the side passenger front seat that allow you to make adjustments to the seat from the back here, or as the driver you can make adjustments to the passenger side seat as well. And there are USB ports on either side of the back of the front seats as well. So as far as power, you're covered. Now I noticed there's also small storage nets on the back of the front seats, but you also have these twin 10.2 inch displays here, already preloaded with Netflix and YouTube. There's even a kids theme that you can go to that has Baby Shark on it. So if you have kids, this van is prepared and ready. Now coming over to the door panels, you have automatic door panels, of course, one touch. You can open and close from inside. That's a nice touch. Now they are covered with the same accents that the front doors are covered with. You have the gloss black, and then you have that 2-tone theme going on here, controls for your power windows, and manual blinds here that can be raised or lowered at your convenience as well. Now the air conditioning system is on the right side of the vehicle here on the ceiling. I kind of wish that was on the center, so that way if I'm sitting in the second row, I don't have to rely on the person sitting next to me to make adjustments there. You can also see the camera system and the communication system. So you can communicate by pressing this button, and then your voice is projected through the speaker system throughout the vehicle, so that way the people up front can hear you. You can also do the same from up front, so you can also do vice versa. That's pretty nice as far as the tech is concerned in this vehicle. So let's go ahead and check out the third row and see what it has to offer. So sitting in the back is fairly simple to do. You do have cup holders on either side, along with USB ports on either side. Air conditioning vents back here, which is really important so you don't suffocate. But overall, the seating is comfortable. You have the same materials as you do up front. And you have 35 inches of legroom in the third row here. So it's not as spacious as the first and second rows, which is expected, but overall, it is pretty comfortable back here. Now, if you look at the windows, they do have the manual blinds back here as well, which you saw on the second row, but overall, the interior is pretty nice in this vehicle. Let's go ahead and get the Carnival out on the road and see how it handles. All right, so I got the Kia Carnival out on the road, and you know, the first impressions is it rides like you would expect a minivan to ride. You know, it's fairly smooth, a fairly quiet vehicle, and just the overall handling feels nice. It doesn't feel top heavy at all. Feels fairly planted on the ground as well. The interior is really nice and comfortable. I can't stress that enough. I have my ventilated seat on right now on full blast because it is 90 degrees right now, and in Georgia the humidity is killer, and the ventilation just feels really, really nice on my back, adding to the level of comfort these seats already provide. Now, I must say, this is my first time driving a minivan in well over 10 years, and from what I remember, they've truly come a long way, especially this Kia Carnival. For it to look as cool as it does and offer the practicality it does, I say that is really, really amazing. I really like this 12.3 inch display here. It's nice and easy to use while behind the wheel. I like the passenger view option, being able to see what's going on. If I have passengers in the back or I have kids acting up in the back, I can see who the culprit is. So that's really nice. One feature that I really like is the passenger talk. So if I press passenger talk, it will project my voice through the speakers in the rear, so I don't have to yell at the occupants in the back. These are all features that 10 years ago, no one would have ever imagined, in a minivan, right? So the functionality and just the practicality is a huge selling point if you're in the market for one of these. If you're looking for a minivan, this is one of the coolest ones on the block, if not the coolest one. I've actually gotten a few looks at this. I've had this for a week now, and people are like, hey, that looks pretty cool. Is that a minivan or an SUV? So it's the fact that it's even questionable goes to show you how much Kia put into the overall styling. So I think that's also pretty nice and a great testament. Now the brakes feel pretty good. They feel like they are adequate to get the job done in this vehicle. Let me go ahead and floor it here. All right, so the acceleration is decent. It's what you would expect in a minivan. 290 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds or so. I think the buyer of this vehicle is not really looking at 0 to 60 numbers, right? They're looking at being able to transport their family safely, and that is something the Carnival definitely gets done well. Now, I think the biggest miss in this trim level on the interior is the sunroof. I think the sunroof should be standard. I mean, in 2021 or a 2022 model, that's something that just should be obvious. Everybody who wants one of these is going to want a sunroof with a shade. So that option should definitely be a standard, especially in a vehicle that is more than $40,000. But overall, this is a great vehicle, and Kia really backs their products. And I said this before in previous videos, by that 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That says a lot. And I think they're really taking their product in a serious direction. They've been selling cars here in the US for quite some time, and nobody really cared until now. I mean, between the Telluride and the Carnival and the other products in their lineup, they're really knocking it out of the park, especially in the design department here. I mean, without a doubt, you'll be hard pressed to find somebody who's not looking at Kia. If they're looking at, an economic vehicle, Kia is now being considered, and a few years ago that wasn't so. So of course, just like any other vehicle on the market today, this vehicle has different drive modes. There's a drive mode selector here. You have normal, eco, sport. I don't know why you need sport in a minivan, and of course a smart mode. So there's that. Like I mentioned earlier in the review, if you're looking at this, definitely go with the dual digital display. The thin film transistor display here definitely takes it up a notch, especially in terms of safety, because you have that blind spot assist option where the cameras from your side view mirrors are projected into your console there. So I think that's something that definitely every vehicle should have. All right, let me go ahead and make my turn here. Yes, the center of gravity doesn't feel like it's I don't feel like I'm about to topple over when I take turns. There's some SUVs and other vehicles I've driven where I get that sensation, and I don't get that at all in this one. It feels nice and planted, and that translates into giving you a little bit of confidence when behind the wheel. I mean, you're not taking this on the Nürburgring or anything, but it's nice to feel like you're not going to topple over if you do take a corner faster than expected. Overall, those are my thoughts on the Kia Carnival. I've gotten a lot of requests to check this out. Let me know if you guys want to see other minivans on the channel. I know this is the first one. I want to thank you guys for joining me, and that concludes the driving portion of this review. So that was a brief overview of this 2022 Kia Carnival. Look at the styling here. This looks way cooler than any other minivan on the market. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Is this something that you would consider driving? Could you see your family in this vehicle? Let me know what you guys think. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share videos on my YouTube channel. If you have extra time, be sure to check out some of my other videos on several types of different vehicles. That'll help the channel grow. Until next time, I'm Ben Wayne, the automotive reviewer that YouTube deserves.